Introduction. You have already learned in the previous class that Flash is a very versatile software package used to create animations along with sounds and video clips. Now in this lesson, we are going to understand the use of various tools of the Tools panel and create a simple animation. Cool fact, Flash was created by a multimedia company, Future Wave, in 1995. It was called Future Splash Animator at that time. Tools panel. The Tools panel is the most used panel in Flash. Here are the main tools and their uses. Selection tool. The selection tool helps to select and modify an object's shape. We can move any object which we have imported or drawn. We can delete a part of any formatted picture, but remember the picture should be broken. To break a picture, press Ctrl+B keys from the keyboard. Subselection tool. This tool allows you to select parts of an object so that you can make more sophisticated modifications. Click on the outlines of objects and drag around the little squares and dots that will appear. Free Transform tool. Free Transform tool helps to scale, rotate, skew and distort the picture as per your requirement. Gradient Transform tool. After you create a gradient fill, you can scale and rotate the gradient with the help of this tool. To do so, click the Gradient Transform tool or press F from the keyboard. As you click Gradient Transform tool, a bounding box will appear on the selected objects. Now you can work on this bounding box. For example, moving the gradient or the focal point, increasing, decreasing or rotating the gradient as required. Lasso tool. Lasso tool is a freehand selection tool. You can use this tool to select an object and delete the unwanted parts from it. When you click the lasso tool, the magic wand tool appears with multiple options to make changes in the selected object. Pen tool. Pen tool is used to draw graphics by using anchor points and creating a line path in the document. There are two methods for drawing with the pen tool. Click to create points on straight line segments. Click and drag to create points on curved line segments. Each method is described below. To draw straight lines with the pen tool, follow these steps. Click the pen tool. Click on the stage to set points and watch how Flash automatically connects the points as you set them. To complete the path, you can leave it as either an open or closed shape. Do one of the following. To complete an open path, double-click the last point or click the pen tool in the toolbox anywhere away from the path. To close a path, position the pen tool over the first anchor point. A small circle appears next to the pen tip when it is positioned correctly. Click to close the path and watch how Flash automatically adds a fill once the path becomes a closed outline. To draw curves with the pen tool, follow these steps. Select the pen tool and click twice to create a straight line. On the second click, keep the mouse button down. Drag the mouse towards yourself, which will cause the control line to appear. The control line is pulled in at one end and has a drag point in the other end. Move the mouse from side to side, B, and forward and down, A, still holding down the button, and see how the drag point moves accordingly. The drag point defines both how much and in which direction the initial straight line is dragged. When the curve on the initial straight line is shaped the way you want it, release the mouse button and the end result appears while the control line disappears. Text tool. This tool is used to type text in a document. To add text, follow these steps. Click the Text tool. Set all the attributes in the Properties panel. Click on the stage and start typing. The Text tool allows typing of text in two types of text boxes. Variable length text box. As you type, the box expands to accommodate the text. Fixed width text box. If the text box is dragged to draw a rectangle and then typed upon, the text wraps inside the box. Selecting text in Flash. Selection is very important in Flash. In this software, fill and stroke are considered separately and can be selected individually. Click on Fill to select the fill only. Click on Strike to select only the stroke. Double-click an object to select both fill and stroke of the object. Using the Selection tool, draw a marquee around the object or objects to select all of them. If a marquee covers only a part of the object, only that area of the object is selected. Irregular selection can be used using the Lasso tool. This tool can be used to do freehand selection. Select the Lasso tool and drag it on the object you want to select. Ensure that a closed loop is created to complete the selection. Keyboard magic. Pressing the Shift key while drawing a line will draw straight, horizontal, vertical or diagonal lines. Line tool. With the help of the Line tool, we can also make straight line as well as curve paths. To make a curved graphic, we should draw a straight line and then make a curve by the help of Subselection tool. Follow these steps. Select the Line tool from the Tools panel. From the Property Inspector, set the stroke color, strike weight and stroke style. Click anywhere on the stage and drag the mouse to draw the line. Rectangle tool. This section has different types of shape tools to draw shapes like rectangle, oval, rectangle primitive, oval primitive and polystar shapes. You can also modify the tool's properties to get different types of shapes. Rectangles and squares can be drawn using this tool. Pressing the Shift key while drawing will help you draw a perfect square. Select the Rectangle tool from Tools panel. From the Property Inspector, set the stroke color, strike weight and stroke style and fill color. Click anywhere on stage and drag the mouse to draw the shape. Drawing a rounded rectangle. Click on the Rounded Rectangle modifier and type the corner radius value in the Property Inspector. Now, draw the rectangle. You will get corners with the specified radius. Oval tool. This tool draw ovals and circles. As with the Rectangle tool, pressing the Shift key while drawing an oval will draw a perfect circle. The Oval tool can be selected from the Rectangle tool only. Just click on the small rectangle located on the lower right corner of the Rectangle tool. From the drop-down, select Oval tool. Polystar tool. The drop-down of the Rectangle tool gives us another tool that can be used to draw stars and polygons. This tool is known as Polystar tool. Select the Polystar tool. In the Property Inspector, click on Options. The Tool Settings dialog box appears. In the Style box, choose Star and type the number of sides in the next box. For a star, type a value between 0 and 1 in start point size. If the value is closer to 0, deeper points are created in the star. Click OK and drag the pointer on the stage to draw the star. Similarly, a polygon can be created by selecting Polygon in Style box. Pencil tool. This is a freehand tool that is used for drawing. When you click on the pencil tool, more options will appear at the bottom of the tools palette. The pencil tool has 3 modes. Straighten. This mode automatically straightens the drawn line. Smooth. It smoothens the jerks in the pencil stroke. Ink. This mode facilitates drawing. To use the pencil tool, follow these steps. Select Pencil tool from Tools panel. Choose any modifier from the Options area. In Property panel, set the stroke color, weight and style. Click and drag on Stage to draw. Brush tool. This is also a freehand tool used to create drawings and lines in a document. The different modes of the tool are also available in Flash. To get different brush effects, select the Brush tool. Some more options will appear at the bottom of the toolbar to change the settings and apply them. The area of the drawing that you wish to paint with the Brush tool can be specified using the Brush tool's modifiers. There are 5 modifiers with the Brush tool. Paint Normal. It paints over fills and strokes. Paint Fills. It paints over fills only, leaving the strokes unaffected. Paint Behind. It paints behind the stage, leaving both the fills and the strokes unaffected. Paint Selection. It paints only the selected area. Paint Inside. It paints only the fills and does not allow painting outside the lines. Ink Bottle. This tool is used to change the stroke color. To use the Ink Bottle tool, use these steps. Select Ink Bottle tool from the Tools panel. Set the various attributes in the Property panel. Click on the outline of any drawn object to apply the changes. Paint Bucket. The Paint Bucket tool helps us to fill the selected color in the selected area and graphic. Choose any color from the color palette and fill using the Paint Bucket tool. To use this tool, follow these steps. Select Paint Bucket tool from Tools panel. Choose Modifier in case the shape that is not completely closed. Click on Fill Color drop-down arrow. Choose any color from Color palette. Click inside any drawn object to apply the new fill color. Eyedropper tool. This tool helps to pick any color from a picture or graphic and use it in case the color is not available in the Colors palette. Open any colored picture and pick the color using the Eyedropper tool. Now use the color anywhere in your document as required. Eraser tool. With this tool, we can erase an object and the unwanted areas of a document in different ways, as shown in the right. Just like the Brush tool, there are 5 modifiers with the Eraser tool. Erase Normal. It erases all the fills and strokes. Erase Fills. It erases fills only, leaving strokes unaffected. Erase Lines. It erases the strokes only, leaving fills unaffected. Erase Selected Fills. It erases only the selected area. Erase Inside. It erases only the fills and does not allow erasing outside the lines. Cool fact: double-clicking on the Eraser tool erases everything on the stage. In the View section of the toolbox, we have 2 tools which are used to move a document and zoom pictures: Hand tool and the Zoom tool. Hand tool. In the zoom mode of the document, the hand tool is used to move a document on any side. You can also hold down the space bar and move the document with the help of the mouse. Zoom tool. With the help of the zoom tool, we can see an object or picture in the zoom mode and modify it as required. You can come back to the actual size by double-clicking on the zoom tool. In the Color section of the toolbox, we have 2 tools which are used to fill stroke and foreground, respectively. The tools are described below. Stroke color. When we draw any graphic with the help of any tool, the stroke automatically appears with the graphic with same graphic color. If we want to draw the graphic with a different stroke color, select the stroke color before drawing. Fill color. First, choose the foreground color you want to use to fill in your graphic, and then draw the graphic on the document. Although the foreground color can be changed after the drawing, it is better to choose it before drawing. Cool fact: moving the mouse over a tool reveals the name of the tool and its shortcut in the form of a tooltip. Some basic terms. Let's understand some basic terms before we start creating animations in Flash. Keyframe. A frame in which you establish exactly what should appear on the stage at that particular time. Blank keyframe. It is simply a frame with no content. On a new Flash document, you have one blank keyframe by default. Button. An item that the user can click on to cause an action. Frame rate. The rate, stated in frames per second, FPS, at which each frame in an animation is played back for the user. Layer. Layers help you to deal with more complex Flash projects. They are like transparent sheets kept on one another where you can see the content of each sheet from the top. You may edit the content of one layer without disturbing all other layers. Symbol. Symbol is a reversible object created in Flash. It gets stored in a library with a name. Library. A storage facility for all media elements used in a Flash file. Tween. Tween allows you to animate an object drawn on one frame without drawing it on all the individual frames involved in an animation. Instance. A copy of symbol used in a movie is called an instance. There can be instance of a symbol. Symbols are of three types: graphic, button, movie clip. Creating a symbol. Let us learn to create a new symbol on the stage by following the steps given below. Draw an object using various tools or select any object on the stage. Go to the Modify menu and choose the Convert to Symbol option. The Convert to Symbol dialog box appears. In the Name box, type a name for the symbol and choose in the Type box Graphic option. Click OK to complete the process. Symbols reside in the library. The new symbol will automatically get added to the library. In order to open the library, go to Window menu and choose the Library option. Keyboard magic. Pressing F8 opens the Convert to Symbol dialog box. Creating an animation. Creating an animation in Flash is very simple. A Flash provides many useful tools that simplify the entire process. Two types of animations that can be created in Flash: frame-by-frame animation, tweened animation. Frame-by-frame animation. Frame-by-frame animation is the way cartoons have been animated since the early days of animation. Using this method, the animator draws a figure or scene one frame at a time, drawing slight differences between each frame. When the frames are viewed in rapid sequence, the differences between them create the illusion of change or motion. In Flash, animators impose frame-by-frame animations over still images or other types of animation to avoid redrawing an entire scene for every animation frame. Follow the given steps to create frame-by-frame animation. Create the object on the stage and select it using the Selection tool. Click the Modify button and select Convert to Symbol. The Convert to Symbol dialog box appears. Give a name to the object and select Graphic under Type. Click OK and the object is converted into symbol. Right-click on Timeline and select Insert Keyframe. In this frame, move the object slightly away from the original position. Repeat the steps 5 and 6 till 30 frames. Go to the Control tab and choose Test Movie to preview the movie. Tweened Animation. In tweened animation, all a user has to do is to define the contents of the first and the last frame of a particular animation. After this, Flash will generate all the frames between the two defined frames on its own. For all the animations where you have to change the shape or position of an object over time during an animation, you can use the tweened animations. Tweened animations work very fast and are of small size. There are two types of tweened animations that can be created in Flash. Motion tweening, shape tweening. Motion tweening. This type of animation requires the users to define the starting position of a keyframe as well as the ending position. Flash will then fill all the frames that lie between the defined frames and create an animation. An object has to be converted into a symbol so that the motion tween can be applied. Given below is an example that makes the use of motion tween to make a balloon fly upwards. Follow the steps given below. Click on frame 1 and draw a balloon at the bottom of your stage. Now we will convert the balloon into a symbol. To do this, you will have to follow the steps given below. Start by selecting the balloon. Go to Modify and choose Convert to Symbol. Give the symbol a name, for example, balloon. Choose the type to be graphic and then click OK. After this, select frame 30. To insert a keyframe, press F6. Flash will copy the contents given to it in frame 1 to all the other frames. Click on frame 30. Next, use the selection tool in order to drag the balloon to the top from its initial position at the bottom. Now you can click on any frame between frame 2 and frame 29 and then go to the Property Inspector. There you will find the Tween drop-down list. Select Motion from this list. You will see that an arrow has come up between the two keyframes. Also, notice that there is a change in the color of the frames to light blue. Choose Motion Tween option. Select frame 1 and press Enter. The movie will play. Shape tweening. Using shape tweening, users can convert one shape into another in an animated manner. It is important to note that an object should not be converted into a symbol in shape tweening. Let us understand the concept of shape tweening by taking an example. We will convert a rectangle into a circle using shape tweening. For this, follow the steps given below. Start by clicking on frame 1 and draw a rectangle on the stage. Select frame 30. Insert a keyframe by pressing F6. On frame 30, delete the rectangle and draw a circle instead. After you have selected any frame between frame 2 and frame 30, go to the Property Inspector. After this, go to the Tween drop-down menu and then select Shape. You will see that an arrow has come up between the two keyframes. Also observe that, just like in Motion Tween, here too the color of the frames has changed to light green. This is used to indicate shape tweening. The shape of the object has changed. After you have selected the first frame, press Enter and your movie will be played. Keyboard magic. Here is the list of keyboard shortcuts used in Flash. To show or hide Property Inspector, Ctrl plus F3. To show or hide Timeline, Ctrl plus F2. Select Pencil tool, Y. Select Brush tool, B. Select Eraser tool, E. Select Rectangle tool, R. Select Oval tool, O. Select Text tool, T. Select Line tool, N. Convert to symbol, F8. Insert a frame, F5. Play animation, Enter.